The iRacing NIS series is back for 2025, allowing all of us to live our dreams of becoming a stock car racer. My goal this year is to try to compete in all 36 races of the official Open Setup series and also compete in all 38 rounds of both the Xfinity and the Truck Series. That means a total of 112 races throughout the year. I only get one shot at each of these events though, so if I get wrecked on lap 1, that's my hopes for that week's race in that series over. This week we are racing here. Get yourself subscribed and help us reach our goal of 20,000 subscribers. In these videos, cautions will be removed, but all the racing laps are left in, so let's do this thing. Well, here we are then, out in Atlanta, round 2 of the season. The truck race last week at Daytona was a little bit chaotic, so, I mean, I'm not expecting Atlanta to be much better, but hopefully we can get to the end clean and tidy and in one piece. So just slowly bring up the iRacing as well, just a bit more. We start, actually it's meant to be P11 on the grid for this one as the number 10 car, but one guy disconnected in front of me, so I think we're effectively starting 9th ready for this one. But yeah, Atlanta is a very, very scary, basically super speedway now inside iRacing, so fingers crossed we can stay out of too much trouble and just get to the end of the race as well. That is a very, very sluggish getaway. Kind of a lot of bunching up there in towards the start line. But I think, yeah, everybody will want to try and move down towards the inside pretty quickly. So we just got to try and stay out of trouble nice and early on. Try and pick up a couple of spots where we can. But of course, you know, a lot of it is going to be based on what position you are when the cautions come down. Because that will certainly cause some problems as well. So number 4 car there, very high in through turn 4. Yeah, it is a one split lobby, this one, so we've got guys with like 4,000 iRacing mixed with guys with like 500 iRacing, so there's certainly a little bit of variety in the skill level today. So we'll try and get to the inside of the 19. No, we won't. We'll back out of that one. I would rather not cause a wreck on just lap 2 if I could avoid it, to be completely honest. So just, you know, you got to be patient, you got to make friends early on, as always, in this series. But yeah, this guy is definitely a little bit sketchy, it feels like. The lap time's already down in the 30-second range, so yeah, nice, and it's going to be a fast-paced one, I can't help but feel. As the high side there just starting to build a little bit of momentum. Early on, just got a bit more room to manoeuvre, so I want to make sure I don't leave a truck's gap between me and the guy in front as best as possible. As please don't say we're going to try and make it 3 wide nice and early. Apparently we are, as yeah, we need to try and get around park nice and quickly. Oh, they're dooring each other already. This is, we're already on lap 4. This already seems incredibly feisty very early on in the race. I mean, it's an 80 lap event, this one, so even if it ran perfectly, it would still take us like 40 minutes. So yeah, people certainly trying to get the elbows out rather aggressively early on. So again, the 12 just gets a bit of a wobble on that high side. You can kind of go below the apron, but it's a little bit risky to do so there, as you can already see and hear the back end sliding around back through 1. You know, unlike Daytona, this is, you know, it's not just about the draft here. It is, you know, kind of just about flat out in a lot of places. You know, it is completely flat out if you're in clear air, of course, but it's not so draft focused, a race like this. So again, the 19 is just all over the road. He's really not feeling with confidence, as you know, we need to try and get around him. He is all over the place, and I am not enjoying following that. Try and see if we can get a run down here. Again, he's just going to be able to kind of park it there where he needs to. You can see he's letting guys in from the high side there, so we might have to try something at some point. We're a little bit boxed in at the moment. This guy just out alongside still. Again, you don't want to do anything, you know, it's not the end of the world, this kind of thing early on in the race, as long as you don't get kind of caught up in a wreck or anything. But yeah, the truck feels quite tight as well here at Atlanta. It's kind of hanging on is more how it kind of feels like around this venue. So just a bit of a blend into the corner provides a bit of rear stability sometimes as well. So again, I mean, look how much he's swinging around. Can we get to the inside? No. Again, just not quite able to there. And I keep bouncing off the transition is really not what you want to do. Obviously off the apron, you know, it's so easy then just to unsettle the truck a little bit more. Giving ourselves a little bit of breathing room to the guy in front. I think, are we already dealing with lap traffic here, or is this, I think just more and more guys have snuck past us. At least we get to use the full track width now, which I guess is quite a nice luxury. See again, when we're not right under his, it's not really a wing, is it? Obviously on these things, but when you're not tucked right up behind him, the car definitely does feel a lot more stable. It's a lot of the resistance having to really deal with around this venue, but obviously, yeah, especially when you're single file, can kind of use the track width a little bit more. That can really help out. But still, I mean, look at how much he's swinging around. Oh, again, he's lucky I'm backing out of these. I've got to keep filling his mirrors. I've got to just start making him a little bit nervous early enough in the race to be able to kind of do something. So again, it's the 18 going to try and dive low. Quite that time. We're still just fighting towards the bottom of the top 10, but I think we've definitely gone backwards since the start of this. Can be tempted to try the high side. I'm going to go for it. I just want to get round him. We'll try that down at turn 1. We'll be able to get the long way around. Hopefully we'll get the run off of the corner now, and then we can try and move back to the inside. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. What a big check-up into the next corner as he almost goes straight into the back of me immediately. But yeah, that just some part there was a little bit too scary following. Seemed a little bit kind of too all over the road. As I mean, they're still kind of 2-3 wide. Right up towards the front. I mean, I'm impressed, honestly, with the way everybody's driving at the moment that we haven't seen a caution yet. I think towards the back of the field it is a bit more kind of calm. There's definitely one guy running slowly a bit further back. But yeah, these are obviously all the guys with a bit more iRacing up towards the front, maybe with a bit more confidence to try and go too wide there as the 5 car. Whoa! What was that? He just had a crash with him. And then they both teleported back into position, so not too sure how that one works. Let's just tone it back in a little bit. We kind of got round the guy I needed to. He seems to have dropped way down the order. They're really not too sure what to make of that one. I think maybe 3 wide temporarily. I think we're all good. Oh, the 18 there. I think we were. Were we 3 wide? I got no idea whether we were 3 wide there. You guys will be able to tell on the chopper cam as well. But again, just you see everybody, the bunch up back into turn 1. I'm happy just to kind of sit where I am at the moment. Again, you know, luckily now with some of the updates they've done to the sim as well, it does mean that obviously people are more and more scared about having wrecks because, of course, unlike last year, you know, 1 wreck can be your race over now, which I think has been a really good kind of change. Oh, the 5 again, just slowing down right at the wrong spot for me. The good wrench truck just in front as well, a little bit all over the road. I see how much momentum that high side has got now. Able to get right the way around us pretty early still. You know, able to carry that speed is so important. And I think honestly the high side's not a bad place to be. Oh, at the moment it's the 18 gets a bit loose. Luckily we'll gather it up. Well held, sir. That could have been a bit, well, that could have gone really badly wrong, to be honest, but we're going to try the high side then. If the 5's going to move up as well, I guess we'll cut back low. I just don't want to really follow him, especially when his internet seems to be a little bit sketchy in a couple of spots as well. But yeah, I'm just getting a little bit worried about some of those lapped cars a little bit further up. So the 12 gets a wobble. I think 12 might have just been in the wall. We were again 3 wide temporarily. But I think this might have worked nicely for the 5 car, to be honest, on the outside line. He's got a bit of room to manoeuvre now. That 12 car ended up in a bit of trouble.
But we are slowly moving our way towards the front of the order. I don't think we're in a bad spot here, to be honest. I think we can just kind of hang around. Kind of bottom end of the top 10. It's all 16 there. It slaps the wall. I think I kind of forced him up there a little bit more than I intended to. I do apologise for that one. Just everybody trying to navigate. So, no, I want to be... I wanted to be... I wanted to be on the inside there. I'm just a bit scared about where that truck is a bit further around the corner. Which lane he's going to try and pick. Oh, he does move down. Fair play. Gets out of the way there. Lets everybody by. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Clearly lost a couple of trucks early on in this race. Is now just starting to get a little bit more sketchy on the tyres. So this is going to start favouring people that obviously have looked after their rubber just a little bit more early on. Oh, banging wheels at the front of the order. It's a little bit sketchy to see. And yeah, suddenly now you are going to have to blend the throttle a whole lot more. We just need to try and find some momentum. Oh, there we go. Pace car's out. I mean, that was 20 nearly very, very exhilarating laps. Kind of has given us a proper taster. But yeah, we will definitely take fuel and tyres, though. We should be able to get to the end on the fuel from here, I believe. But yeah, that was quite sketchy. Well, we line up then, ready for the restart up in P6. So we've definitely made a little bit of progress early on. If it were to go green to the end, which I don't think it will, it would be very, very tight. To try and get to the end on fuels. So we might, if we get to kind of past lap 60, then we'll start really having to think about it as well. There we go. Fresh tyres on, full tank of fuel strapped to the back of my racing truck once again. And let's go, ready to go green flag racing once more. Then we've got a good eye on the 3 car that leads this one. There you go. Just try and make sure that we respond fairly clean and tidy. Don't get any wheel spin or anything like that. Not sure whether it's going to be worth darting back down to the inside pretty quickly. I think we're going to have a pretty free choice, actually, off the restart there, as the 5 car might just be left out a little bit to dry on the outside. So, yeah, we will try to enjoy the slipstream as where we can. But immediately met with the Constantina effect as well. So the 4 car thinks better of it. So we will, again, try and hold with the 17 there, but unlike Daytona, obviously this place, you know, the tyres do really change the feel of the truck very, very quickly. You know, obviously Daytona is just easy flat all the time unless you've got damage, or obviously you're, you know, really in a pack and you're trying to be a bit careful. Obviously here it is a bit more lift and coast strategically. There is a little bit more that you've got to be careful of. Look at this guy go around the outside, the 12 car, bags of speed. Down the back straight there, and while trying to use his tyres, he's going to try and go down the middle. That seems maybe brave, maybe stupid. He's going to get himself wrecked if he tries to drive like that too much, and will certainly make himself some enemies in the process as well. Not really a fan of, you know, especially so early on still, trying to go for a Hail Mary there. But will kind of tuck back in line. I think the 18 maybe has taken some inspiration from that as well, as we will just try and hold the inside line as best as we can for as long as we can there. But yeah, the 12 just ran out of steam on the exit of the corner. Like I said, we'll definitely, you know, make yourself some enemies by trying to be that aggressive early on. You know, you have got to work with people until right towards the end of a race like this, and we've still got, well, more than 50 laps to go. So there you go, the 12 has been left out again. As someone there tucks back in to the inside line, kind of. Just feel like I'm getting a little bit bunched up down here still. Maybe the high side could be the way to go at some point, but it is allowing us just to save a little bit of fuel. As crew chief now thinks the pit window's open. But yeah, we just got to try and stay where we are. Doing what we're doing. That 12 car. Oh, don't make it 3 wide again, people. That's what you get when you made some enemies early on. A 5 car returning in kind. I feel like bumpy it is. Like, you see all these trucks just moving around, sliding up and down the race surface just a little bit. I'm just trying to kind of keep our positioning. As that could be. No, I thought that we might have been going 3 wide temporarily, but I think he was able to slot back in. Still there. Again, this is all just very, very scary right now.
Still there.
Again, unlike Daytona, you know, it felt like there was a little bit of room to hide and things like that. Here at Atlanta, you have not got that luxury. It is just, you know, you have to be fully committed all the time, and there is not much room for error. There's even less room somehow than Daytona for error. Well, we're almost at lap 30 then. Oh, I think that's our first 0x of the day. I might be wrong. Just they're running a little bit up as everybody tries to look after the tyres. Oh, the 4 car there goes right up high. The 3 and the 12, I think, will try and cut down below him. We'll give the 18 some room as well. We will dive low under the apron, back in towards turn 1. Because again, it feels like people up towards the front are still being fairly sensible. Kind of all in all. Of, you know, if someone does make a little error like that, it feels like people can be patient still with it. But we see the 18 move low. Might not give him the opportunity. We'll dive it in through 3 and 4.
Hold your line.
It's good line time round.
He's still there.
We'll try and keep our foot to the floor again then. Back towards turn 1.
P6. That last lap was at 30.23.
The 18 there.
Still
Are we 3 wide again? Don't know if we are. Yeah, we were 3 wide temporarily. Oh, to see them all trying to chop the nose off and everything like that. I'm just trying to give myself a little bit of breathing room to the car in front, or the truck in front, sorry, even I should say, in towards the corners, just in case something does happen. I've got a little bit of room to manoeuvre on the exits as well, which could be quite handy. But yeah, that 12 truck though, still not giving me particularly good vibes at the moment. So I don't really want to give him the option to move in. If I can avoid it, I mean, his livery is... They've got cautions and things like that all over it, which is quite funny. Which I guess he's usually the one causing.
Clear high. Car high.
Sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off, Sonny.
Still there. The car
Just trying to maintain a nice smooth
12.
line. Oh, there we go, another caution.
Rating is 1.5.
Not sure it's worth pitting again just yet. I'm tempted. I think we might stay out this time. Save some tyres for the end of the race. Well, we have definitely got the fuel then to get to the end of the race, so it is now just going to be based on tyre strategy throughout the second half of this 80-lap event here. Lining up P5 then this time round for the restart after a couple of guys decided to take tyres. So I've not responded particularly well, but neither have the guys behind, so we should be fairly safe again. Back into turn 1. Guy on my outside did a pretty good job. I don't think he'll be able to get in front of me though. Oh, see, the 12 might try and get in as well. But we will try and kind of cut down and deny that chance for him off the restart there. Not a lot of momentum on the high side this time round. So again, no, we're not quite 3 wide that time. Which is still a little bit sketchy. We can see one truck in front and one in the side of your mirror. You just don't quite know exactly what is going on. See, after a bit of a sluggish getaway, we have, oh, hello. I've been able to keep moving. Just got to be a bit careful with that apron still, it would appear, but maybe we could try the high side at some point. It's just obviously very, very sketchy with the wall, and you never know what someone else is going to do on the inside line. But yeah, I think at the moment I'll only start worrying about that with kind of 20 laps to go or anything. I think next time I get a caution I will probably pit for tyres again. But yeah, it's just so tricky. Just to keep the rear of the truck balanced when you tip it into the corners. You've got to be so much smoother, but of course you can only open up the entrance a certain amount before obviously the guy on your outside, if you're still too wide, obviously just won't give you obviously any more than he absolutely has to. Maybe we can get a run now back in towards turn 1. Again, not quite. Again, the truck's in front, just concertinaing up once again. So again, we're running, just try and give myself as much muscle room as we can through turn 1 and turn 2. You just see there's definitely nothing we can really do down the back stretch. I'm just kind of wedged into this position at the moment.
He's still there.
Luckily, it seems like the 12 will give me a little bit of wiggle room down on the apron. If anything, I'm just trying to make him a little bit nervous.
That's half distance. Should be about 39 laps of fuel
Just
left.
keep restricting his line ever so slightly, keeping in the back of his mind, you know, what am I going to do? Things like that. I think it's going to have to be one of the plays. Just see again how much of a run we can get down here.
He's still there.
Gets to this point where
Clear outside.
oh, a guy hit me and then I think hit the wall. I get a 4x for that. And I think we've got another caution. Yeah, there you go. Not really sure what else I could have done there. I didn't even feel any contact. But I guess we're going to take some tyres. Well, it already feels like we've had quite a lot of cautions in this race, but I think there's less than 20 cars still running on the lead lap. So it certainly has been, you know, a little bit of a race of attrition up to this point as well. I'm intrigued to see how aggressive the 12 is going to be off of this restart, though. As I'm just going to... We're kicking around towards the back of the grid, so I'm just tempted to try and stay out of trouble for as long as I can. Obviously, if we end up with another caution. So everybody just concentrating up once again. But hopefully, yeah, we won't have to deal... We'll try and get around some of the lap traffic, I think, nice and quickly. So yeah, not many of us opted to pit, though, once again. So hence why we dropped down the order. But hopefully, we're going to have some nice tyres. Or some slightly better tyres towards the end of the afternoon. A lot of guys. I mean, even P16's a lap down. Would not surprise me, though, if we start seeing more cautions, though, as... There you go, the number 19 again, then. Obviously, we managed to navigate our way around him earlier on. Clearly, he's had a couple of problems throughout the rest of this race, so we should be able to get around him. There you go. Oh, and we got another one. Yeah, that's a huge wreck. That is massive. No caution, though, somehow. Yeah, there you go. I think the Crazy 12 has been involved in that. So we have gained a little bit. 30 laps to go then, and well, we're restarting now up in P10, so we're making some decent progress still. Obviously, we have got those fresher tyres and a lot of other trucks. I don't think anybody actually pit under that last caution that was in front of me. So yeah, I think we've got fresher tyres and everybody in front still, so we're not in a bad spot at the moment. Let's get ready to go green flag racing once again then. Oh, again, people are just starting to get a bit more feisty there. The 17 every time seems desperate to try and get to the inside. Wait and see what the 12 can do. Like I said, I think he actually avoided any damage in the end. So we might try and tuck in low at some point as well. We've actually got a fair bit of real estate at the moment. The 12 car actually just being a little bit patient for a change. That's quite nice. So we'll just try and utilise the best of both lines where we can. Oh, yeah, you see now, immediately the 12 though will get to our outside and we'll try and make a move. How far up will he be able to progress though as well, the 20 car? Just getting a little bit quiet. I'm hoping we get a good green flag run again. Seems like the early laps are actually the best run we've had so far today. Everybody since then has become a little bit impatient, but yeah, it seems like the high side has been the place to be actually off the restarts, as I mean that's looking mighty aggressive. Somehow everybody again just about, well, slots back in. We will go to the outside that time round then. Well, 13's trying to make something happen of it as well. That 13 there was so sketchy. I was completely sliding it. But we managed to stay out of too much trouble. I doored the 26, I apologise for that. But not a lot else I can really do. Let's just try and keep things moving. Is there going to be a line? Oh, 21 in the wall. Try to avoid him. Thank you. So sketchy when people go uber aggressive off the restart, especially when they're laps down. And then just end up in the wall almost immediately. 26 though. I think just trying to get on with it. Trying to just not give me the opportunity to get back in on that inside line, but it's again, I'm not sure I'm a fan of being on the high side here, I'll be honest. People are still looking very, very sketchy. And all I've really done is just lost myself one place to the 12. I don't want to make it 3 wide if I can avoid it. Others clearly feel, oh, far more inclined as I've been hit. Oh, we'll go up the wall there. I'll get put in the wall again. Come on, try and hang on to it. That was not ideal. We've definitely picked up a little bit of damage. That was just kind of wrong place at the wrong time there. It just got shuffled back as people tried to do more with it. 13, I think, might have some damage as well. So So we've now got to try and find our way back up towards the front of the order again. Luckily, truck feels fine.
Outside, P12.
So I mean, look at that. Below the apron, one of them up there trying to make things happen. 25 laps still to go. There is plenty more that can happen between now and the end of this race. But yeah, I think we're definitely down a little bit in terms of overall speed. So we've just got to be a bit careful. I think, honestly, I'm happy just to sit here for a few laps. And just kind of wait and see if we get up with another wreck towards the front of the order. Front runner's been pretty good today. So, I mean, that 13 is all over the road. Trying to hang on to it. So, felt a bit sorry for the 25 there, getting doored. Try and get to his inside, though, because he is a lap down.
He's still there.
Yeah, we are 12. He's 15th a lap down, so there's not many still running behind
He's still there.
at this stage of the afternoon.
He's still there.
He's still going to try and make something happen on the high side, but I'm expecting us to end up with another wreck before the end of this one. Still a lot of very, very aggressive trucks there, as it's the transition on and off the apron that I think is making some people a bit sketchy as well. And of course the understeer down at turn 1. I think actually, to be honest, our truck got away pretty much unscathed from that double wall impact, so we did pretty well there to avoid too much going on. So are we 3 wide again in front? Not quite. They're getting closer and closer to it, and like I said, I think I'm just happy to sit here, to be honest. Just let stuff happen in front, maybe me and Scott. We'll just kind of sit back and wait for the chaos to continue. Oh, they're 3 wide again up there. That's the 12 that time around trying to do something. I think he's in the wall. We'll keep it going, though. I think he's still there 3 wide. How on earth has he managed that? Is everybody now trying to shuffle below him? So it's just the understeer. You get into the corners. The tyres start to go off towards the end. I think if we got another caution, I could be tempted to box again for a fresh set of tyres. But I'm just not really sure you can do a lot at this stage of the race. You know, even if you're on the fresh rubber, doesn't actually mean you're able to move your way through particularly easily. You're kind of just sat watching it all, trying to keep your own truck out of trouble here, and well, that only gets you so far towards the end of one of these races.
The next car is 2 laps behind.
I mean, again, I feel like we're in a fairly safe spot right now, but a safe spot isn't going to get you a big result by the end of this one, but we're at pretty much 3/4 distance then of this 80 lap event.
30.82.
160 laps here in the IRL Truck Series seems like a lot, I'll be honest, but I'm sure it's good fun there as well. 21, just a little bit wide. I'll try to avoid understeering it into him. The Papa John's truck now trying the outside line as well. Just see losing a little bit of margin for those front runners that might just be able to keep their foot in it
The next car is
right the way around. Something gets a little bit sketchy, a little bit slidey. So I'll just see how we're trying to lift now. What's the 13 doing? Is he going to try and stay down there? He's going to try and stay down there, so I think we'll try and have a look to his outside, see if we can start making some moves.
car ahead is Paul.
Let's try and get some information ready for the end of the race. So he sends it in again. There's a little bit going on the high side there, so I think we'll try and move round.
Car outside.
13 again. Look how much he's swinging around the place.
He's still there.
Come on, mate.
Was 30.
Gotta just rein it back in. Oh, he's laps down. I didn't even realise that.
He's still
So the
there.
13 car, yeah, all over the road, just trying to stay in this race at this point. He's still trying to make some moves, though. Down the inside of another couple of trucks, he's going to go in towards the corner.
Still there.
26 slaps the wall as well.
Clear high.
So I think, yeah, we've just got to wait for these tyres, got to wait for our advantage to really open up towards the end. Like I said, the other one, of course, is that 12 car. He has done a really good job of kind of moving himself back up towards the front, and that guy's come down on me. That could be a caution. We're up to 12 instant points as well. So we're really not in a particularly good spot at the moment, but another couple of 4Xs, and that does some real damage, as somehow we didn't get a caution from that one. I think there might have been a little bit of netcode involved there, but he definitely started to cut down towards me on the exit of the corner. And of course, obviously, we can only just kind of hold the line we need to at the moment. But again, lucky that we kind of got away with that one without any kind of major problems there. It's all nick the apron. Sorry, number 20. Trying to run you high and up and towards the wall. Accidentally almost the case though. Let's look at that 20 with the grip he's got. Oh no, there you go, as soon as I say that. Clearly not that much grip though. Slaps the wall again on the outside. Yeah, can't help but feel this 13 though is starting to slow us down. Just not confident at the moment. We've got 15 laps still remaining. We're not that far behind our front runners, so we're going to try and follow the 20, I think, to the high side. Problem, of course, is here is 13's going to do the same thing, right where I didn't want him to.
Clear low.
We'll try and get back down, tuck in behind Scott. Might be a bit of a safer bet at this point, but all these guys that are laps down kind of don't really know what they're going to try and do towards the end of this. Oh, I think we were 3 wide again temporarily there. Got to give him the room.
Still there.
Otherwise, it'll only be me that comes off worse.
Hold your line.
Still got a couple of lap cars as well. A little bit further up the order. I mean, this is just getting more and more argy-bargy. Number 20 car again in the wall. On the exit, 25 now goes to our inside.
Car ahead is 3.
People are really, now people are trying to start making their moves, trying to start put themselves in a position towards the end of this one. Try and swing in low. Turn 1, maybe get the run back on coil.
Still there.
Off the exit of that first corner. Like I said, I'm just so scared of a wreck happening. And then us being on the outside, we kind of know where to go. Whoa! And we got another 4x because that guy can't slow down. I mean, you can see how much raw Constantine are enough, and he's still just trying it there. 16x! That's not going to do my safety rating much good. But I really can't help but feel like there hasn't been a lot else I could really do. And now, even if we do get an incident towards the end of this one, unless we can make it through without any contact, which is highly unlikely, I think we're going to be in big, big trouble towards the end of this race. Again, lapped car. That's the 26 there. Just trying to stay out the way as best as he can. I think we've just got to try and bring our car home at this point. And, try to avoid too much more happening. Because, yeah, lap traffic, I will give him credit, has been pretty good. And obviously just holding, sometimes we've been below the apron and staying out of the way, which is quite nice. I mean, now I guess we get to use the full track width. We're able to look after the tyres a little bit more. So there you go, another one, the 18. Oh, there's another one in the wall, though. That's going to slow him down, as we're actually seemingly just starting to lose a little bit of ground. There, 17 is a car that we're racing for position. Try and see if we can get back around him. I've got to just try and stay close enough to those front runners as well.
And their rating is 1.3.
And we're looking on fuel. We've got 15 laps of fuel. We're absolutely fine on fuel with 10 to go. So we certainly don't have to worry about that. Maybe there's a few other guys that might be a little bit close on the mileage towards the end of this one. Yeah, I don't think if we can just start moving our way through, of course, the only issue is if we get a 4x, it's basically game over. So we have just got to be careful of that, especially if you get an unlucky one. Someone crashes into you, that kind of thing. So I think we've just got to try and stay here for a little while longer. 21 again in the wall. Oh, almost comes down on the 17. Luckily, it will avoid doing anything too dangerous. 17, I mean, 21's just in the wall constantly. No idea what's going on with him now. 25 has been able to catch us back up again. So hoping he doesn't do the same thing again. Potentially risk giving us a drive-through. He's on 13 there, almost collects other cars as well. Come on, we've got to be a little bit more safe and sensible than this. On the inside line then, off the 13. Hold that apron as best as we can. Yeah, back through. We're still in 12th though. I think basically every truck now in front of me is a position. Might be a couple more still up there, but 7 laps to go after this one. Are we going to see another wreck between now and the end of the race? Oh, I think people are steadily kind of calming down a little bit more. Are people going to take big risk towards the end? We've just got to try and hold the inside line as best as we can. And pray that some of these guys that are a lap down don't do anything. 13 there again, trying to have a bit of a look. Not able to do anything. He's able to get a little bit of a run on me off the corner, but
still there.
Oh, again, it's that slide as you go through the transition.
Still there.
Tyre squeal us hear him.
Still
Like I
there.
said, we've definitely got better tyres than a lot of people still.
He's still there.
So a little bit of a wobble there,
Hold your line.
but it doesn't make much of a difference
Still there.
around this circuit. It is so confidence
Still
based. So will the 11 try to move
Still
down?
there.
Speeds, I mean, the
Still
pace
there.
hasn't really scrubbed off much either towards
Still
the
there.
end of this.
Hold your line.
Oh, come on, nice and easy.
Still there.
Got to try and claim a couple of spots towards the
Still
end.
there.
The Snickers and I think the McDonald's
Still there.
cars are going to surely be ones we can look at
Still there.
towards the end. Again, if we get a wreck though or anything, it's just going to be about
Hold
trying to
your line.
avoid stuff.
He's still there.
Just don't take any risks, try to avoid things. I mean, I can't even
Hold
get
your
an
line.
off track anymore, can I? Even if we have to try
You're
to avoid
outside.
stuff towards the end of this. Oh, come on.
Car high. Clear
Great.
high.
No idea what happened there.
Come into the pits.
Yeah. No idea what that was. Whether he got loose or what, or whether it was netcode, but just immediately into us. And I think that might be our race over. Got plenty of damage as well. Yeah, car's completely wrecked.
You've got 3
No
laps
idea
to
what
serve this
happened
penalty.
there. Gutted. Made it so far in. Just like that Xfinity race last week. So close to the end, but unfortunately wrong place at the wrong time. We'll serve the penalty anyway, I think. Don't know whether it's a drive-through. I think it's a stop and go normally. Oh, come on. Got to keep the steering. So we'll have a look at that one on the replay, but that is game over
What's your speed limit in
here
the
at
pits?
Atlanta. Not the way we wanted to
Watch
start the
your
week
speed.
then. Like I said, it's difficult to judge without kind of knowing what
Car in front
happened.
is Xavier, car number 28, and their
But
rating
that's
is
going to send us
0.6.
right down the order as well, because of course so many guys will obviously get laps back on me. We're going to finish, I think, 5 laps down or so at the end of this one, so I think it might be worth trying to serve the penalty and then limp back around. Oh no, too far left. Come on.
Right
There we
front,
go.
74%. Front
Optional
left,
repairs of
91%.
8 minutes. So can we just serve the penalty before we do that? I don't know what the penalty is. I think it's just a drive-through, isn't it? So we might have...
We need to come in for this penalty in the next 2 laps.
There we go. We're serving the penalty now. So we'll have to just limp round towards the end of this. I mean, we might only be able to get one more lap on there. Looks like there's still quite a few guys that are laps down. So I guess there's that. But so disappointed. Like I said, we'll take a look in a moment, just see what happened in the instant. Don't know how many laps further behind me some of the other guys are, but will we see a big wreck towards the end of the race? I don't think we will. So there you go. That is the last lap then. So I think we're just past the start-finish line. I could be wrong. But we'll try and just limp round and effectively finish the race still on this last lap. Will there be a big one, though, before the end? I think they're actually staying out of too much trouble at the moment, so fair play to them. But ultimately, yeah, we're just dropping down the order, aren't we? Like a stone at the end of this race. Up over the line they're going to go then. I think Richard's going to take the dub, as we have served our penalty. So, yeah, despite the fact the truck is very badly wounded still, we will just try and get around there just to make sure that we get that last lap done. Just to make sure if there is anyone on the same lap as us, that we're going to be able to try and get the result over them. But I think we're going to finish about P15 then, by the looks of it, at the end of this one. Well, steering, yeah, he's very, very badly damaged, but sometimes you've just got to limp round and kind of get to the checkered flag. I think I'm going to finish this one. We'll get back around, and yeah, then we'll take a look at the incident before we have a look at our final race results. Well, let's take a look then at exactly what went down with the number 10 car towards the back of the shot. I think it was the 11 that swung down, wasn't it? But not too sure what happened to him. Oh, he just grazed the wall, looped it round, and yeah, we were both straight in the wall. I think he was able to keep going in a much better nick than I was, but just, yeah, wrong place, wrong time right at the end of that one. And painful, a painful, painful finish to the race, but that is oval racing sometimes, and, well, we were trying to play it safe towards the end, and sadly, it just could not happen. Well, there we are then, having a look at our final race results. A bitter, bitter pill to swallow. We lost almost an entire SR from that race. 13 iRacing. Could have been a whole lot worse, I'll be honest, considering we got wrecked late on in the day there. But Richard takes the win from 8th on the grid. Mike in P2 ahead of Travis there. Dylan up in 4th, and Daniel and Coyle all within 1 second come the checkered flag. I think there was a bit more chaos right towards the end of that one as well. So I think, like, yeah, if we stayed out of trouble right towards the end, then we could have gained, could have been in a couple more spots there. Where was the 11 car? I don't know which one he was, annoyingly, so I don't know who it was that binned it into me. But I think he was able to beat me at the end of that one as well, which is a little bit of a shame for us, to be honest. We were just wrong place at the wrong time, and somehow, he comes off in seemingly a better position than we did there. But like I said, that's oval racing sometimes. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very soon with, I guess, the Xfinity series here from Atlanta.